You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva, and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope your weekend went well for you. I know we're back to Monday, so we're back to a whole nother week, but nevertheless, y'all, I have a lot of sermons that are going to be coming up. Again, I'm so grateful for all of you. I appreciate all the positive energy y'all be putting into the comment section. You know, every once in a while, I'll get a chat termite that'll, enter into the comment section and, try to, bring negative energy, but I always exterminate them as usual. I don't have a problem with difference in opinion, but sometimes you just have people who just, they need a new playground, they need a playground to play at, because they're so miserable in their personal life, so they look for any little space to bring some type of negative energy. But nevertheless, I'm good on that. I did have a couple of sermons that I did want to do today, but once this was brought to my attention, I said, you know what, I'm going to have to put my planned sermons on hold and go directly into this, right? So if y'all don't know, and I say God does not play the radio, he does not play about his children, let me tell y'all something. It does not matter what a person thinks they're getting away with. Sooner than later, it's all going to come to light. So a lot of times, as much as you want to get even, you want to retaliate because you feel like those who have some type of power, who have some type of leverage, it seems like their day is never going to come. But when you sit back and you relax and you trust in God to fight your battles, when I tell you, baby, he's already standing on business with your enemies, right? Rest in peace to the late Kim Porter, who unfortunately was not able to tell us her story when she was here on this earth, alive and well. But let me tell you something. When you serve God, the God that serves you, the God that you serve, he will never disappoint you. He will make your story be heard, even if you are not here to speak. So y'all, it's basically viral and it's all over social media. You're going to hear about it pretty heavy in the YouTube streets. Everybody's going to be talking about the Kim Porter memoir that has been leaked and has been exposed from Radar Online, which is a popular celebrity social media website. So they've been had the memoir, but they did not choose to leak it until now. They always had it on, a flash drive, I guess, that she gave to them. So it's just so ironic that it took the situation with Cassie being exposed for all Diddy's skeletons to come fleeing out. And that's basically what happened, right? So just to give y'all a little background on Kim Porter, on who she is, I'm going to share this information from Euroweb.com, y'all. The late Kim Porter, a former model and actress, is speaking from beyond the grave in a never-been-seen memoir that details the alleged abuse she suffered at the hands of Sean Diddy the Devil Combs. That's what I call him, Diddy the Devil. The document, allegedly written months before her sudden death, was shared with RadarOnline.com by an anonymous source who claimed it was found on Porter's long-lost flash drive. Porter, who was 47 years old when she passed away at the Los Angeles home on November 15, 2018, reportedly left behind a 40-page manuscript that describes a harrowing detail the domestic abuse she reportedly endured during her 13-year relationship with Combs, who is the father of 3 of her children. Despite the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner listing Porter's cause of death as lobar pneumonia, questions about the circumstances surrounding her demise have persisted, which it always have. People have always questioned it, right? One particularly alarming chapter recalls an incident where Combs, driven by jealousy, allegedly assaulted Porter so severely that she ended up in the hospital. So I'm going to get ready to share the screen with y'all so y'all can read along with me. The leaked memoir. So that way we are on the same page. Hold on. I know I got it. I got it. Okay, no. Okay, it's right here, y'all. I got so many windows, right? So, Sean yelled, "No, who the blank are they from?" I was bewildered and told him honestly, I don't know. Probably just a fan. He threw the attached card at me. I picked it up to read it. Sean, he slapped me so hard I hit the ground. Sean yelled, who the blank were you with the other night? I looked down at the card that was laying on the ground next to me, and it read, "The other night was amazing. We must do it again. Blank." I tried to explain. Sean, he threw the flowers at me. That's not how this works. You have my child. You don't touch anyone unless I allow it. I pleaded with him. Sean, please. He yelled at me. What? I tried my best to calm him down. He probably didn't know. It didn't come up. You're publicly dating someone else. So he screamed at me, and it somehow seemed even more intense. So you didn't tell him back off? Sean, I didn't, and then out of nowhere, he hit me with the chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in a hospital room. My arm was in a cast, hanging from a sling. My face hurt. My eyebrow was in immense pain, as was my lip. As I came to, the first face I saw was the man that put me here. Let's give this a moment to try to process all of this. With that being said, y'all, going back, make sure I put that back in there, y'all. Give this a minute to process. Sean exploded even more. He wants to put the move on my effing family. At the top of his lungs, my effing family. He flipped the table over, breaking it. It was a heavy table, but Sean is stronger than he looks, Porter wrote in the document. So this is the other portion of the memoir, right? That was also part of, this memoir that Kim Porter had written. The violence allegedly reached a peak when Combs hit Porter with a chair, rendering her unconscious. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in a hospital room. When she came to, she found herself bandaged and in pain. I guess I guess they was insinuating when she came to reality or when she had woken up. She found herself bandaging in pain, facing a man she alleged had put her there. Like most abusers, they make sure they are on standby after they have done some type of physical harm to their victim. They want to make sure no doctors or law enforcement or anybody is present questioning them or, getting a report on the incident. Sean asked with concern in his voice, "How are you feeling?" I responded, "Stay away from me." The allegations against Combs do not end there. Porter's writing suggests she lived in constant fear, walking on eggshells due to Diddy's explosive temper. Former Bad Boys rapper McCurry corroborated her distressing experiences, stating, "I remember Kim used to go through a lot of stuff. If you live around them, you get to see the toxic relationship. I think every relationship he had that I experienced around him was like that." Porter's allegations came at a time when Combs is so under scrutiny for other serious accusations. Another ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, has publicly accused him of violent behavior, and he is reportedly under federal investigation for sex trafficking. Moreover, Porter's memoir contains potentially explosive claims regarding Combs' rumored involvement in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Although Combs vehemently denied these allegations, the document has reignited the conversation. It is a complete lie to suggest that there was any involvement by Biggie or myself, he said at the time. No criminal charges or convictions have been brought against Combs relating to these claims, but the resurfacing of Porter's allegations has led to renewed calls for closer scrutiny into both her death and Diddy's alleged misconduct. As the public grapples with these explosive revelations, the spotlight remains firmly on Sean Diddy Combs. If the contents of Porter's memoirs are verified, they could have far-reaching implications not only for Combs' personal life but also for his professional empire. All eyes are now on authorities to see whether they will reopen investigations into the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death and the disturbing allegations she documented. While the source who provided the memoir remains anonymous, the claims within it paint a chilling picture of the life of one of the music industry's most influential figures. The world awaits the truth as fresh allegations continue to compound an already complex and controversial narrative. Let me put in my disclaimer: anything I say in this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All of this is alleged. This is not actual factual. Okay? So just wanted to state my disclaimer. Now, getting into this memoir, we already know Diddy the Devil has not had a good winning season. Ever since the exposure of him, of that video footage of him physically assaulting Cassie, at that hotel, that pretty much took all of his credibility. Basically, Diddy's whole empire has basically dismantled since the footage of him and Cassie went viral. And his troubles are just beginning, right? We've seen him in, not only the footage, he's lost all of his businesses, a lot of sponsorships, endorsements. His name is basically tainted. It is tarnished forever through the industry. His reputation is so bad, he probably cannot even get a pass, into the local liquor store. That's just how much nobody wants to be affiliated with him in no shape, fashion, or form. And it just continues to keep unraveling. And this is what this is why a lot of women, it's important that we understand there's no such thing as relationship goals. Both of these beautiful women who could have been with any man they wanted to, any man they chose, ultimately ended up, really falling for a man who evidently has self-esteem issues. Because anytime a man is insecure and he has to reach to a point in which he can only secure his women, secure his relationship by being controlling, overbearing, and possessive, This definitely shows you his lack of confidence as a man, because it should never get to a point to where knowing, being a part of this industry, you being a man, knowing how it is, having all of these women flocking at you, all of these women, willing to do anything to be with you. You should well be aware that there's going to be other men out there that are going to try women like you try women. It's going to be men that's going to try your woman. And the fact that Cassie and Kim was under so much of Diddy's control, you never heard about these women being with any other man. Not while they were involved with him. And I mean, I can understand that respectfully so, but even not claiming him, saying this is my wife, this is my woman, he still has so much possession and so much control over their lives. And see, you have to realize, Diddy, the devil, was one of those men that came from nothing. He was one of those type of guys back in the day, and I'm gonna see if I could find an older picture of him, right? Diddy during his younger days, because he never had a lot of choices with women. He wasn't the cat's meow. Diddy had to do a lot of hustling. He had to sleep in basements. He had to sleep on air mattresses. He basically had to hustle, to get to where he is in life. And I mean, I commend him on that. But it's just the fact that once he finally had made it, you really couldn't tell him anything. His ego got the best of him. So, like a younger picture here, Diddy was just an average dude. Females was checking for him back then. He wasn't the cat's meow. He wasn't that good looking. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't the worst looking man, but this dude was basically a square. You know what I mean? Women wasn't checking for him like that. So in many instances, right, when you meet these kind of guys who, wasn't always, appealing to women, when they finally become successful and they run into money, they run into success, which eventually leads them into power, what tends to happen is they become very egotistical. And with egotisticalism, and that's probably not even a word, but it is, and you heard it here first today. Egotilism, other words, ego, it manifests even worse when you add power with ego. Diddy was a square who came up in poverty, came up struggling, didn't have his father in his life. Everybody knows the history of his father being allegedly this snitch that a lot of the other drug dealers did not respect within his neighborhood or whatever. So his father left here with a stained and tainted name on his grave to this day. There's nothing really positive you would hear about Diddy's father, right? And history has a way of repeating itself, because now his son Diddy is also, he's gonna leave here with this stained reputation, because I mean, not marking his life, but if he were to pass away tomorrow, I mean, look at what he's leaving behind. This is his legacy. Everybody's going to remember him from that footage with Cassie. That's going to stand out more than, all of his music, all of his businesses and his entrepreneurship. People are not going to be remembering him for that. People are going to remember him for this situation, right? But anyway, I don't want to look at him too much. Okay? So, the grits have hit the fan once again. And at this point, a lot of people are definitely going to believe this memoir. And there's still some people questioning it, wondering, why is it now just getting put out? Is it legitimately Kim Porter's memoir? A lot of people are still questioning it, but it's more people not questioning it than people questioning it. Because the same people that questioned if Cassie was really truthful, you know, in her accusation at the time of Diddy being abusive, now that there's valid proof that he is abusive, people are pretty much going to go on whatever they hear from here on out. There's nothing Diddy can really do or say to redeem his reputation at this point. We've all seen the footage. We've seen, you know, how dark he is, you know, how dark he is, how abusive he is, how narcissistic he is. The fact that he blatantly sat up here and lied to the whole world and said the accusations being made against me for money, to slander my character, and the whole time Cassie was not lying. And any of us who can read abuse from a mile away, it didn't take footage going viral for us to believe it. But unfortunately, it took this for everybody to see his character. And as a coming from a spiritual perspective, right, I really believe that sometimes God gives us multiple chances. Every day that you wake up and you live your life, God is constantly giving you chances. Meaning, not to just get up and go to work and make your coffee or stop and make a trip to Starbucks every morning. He gives you a second chance to basically correct your wrongs. Every day that you wake up out your bed, that is a day you can correct your wrongs. That is a day you can apologize. That is a day that you can change your character. You have a choice every day. The only way you don't have a choice is when the good Lord decides to call you home and say it's over. By then, all your chances and choices in life have expired. Okay? Diddy has several chances. Because I strongly believe that even if, you know, a lot of people don't want to believe that we deserve chances with God, God has an abundant amount of grace for his children that a lot of us will not be able to understand. That's why you still see a lot of murderers walking this earth. You've seen a lot of pedophiles walking this earth. A lot of people we feel should have been casted out and sent to the demons a long time ago, sent to the pits of hell a long time ago. A lot of them are still here. Why? Because God has an abundant level of grace that none of us will ever be able to have, and that's what makes him God. So as much as I despise Diddy, like I'm sure the rest of you are not fans of him either, God gave this man multiple chances. We've seen him act out in character so many times. We've seen him show his backside so many times. Like, I remember when Diddy got into it with this guy here. Matter of fact, this was one of the actors that was in the 50 Cent series Power, one of the later seasons. When I seen him get into this verbal altercation with this guy here, I knew right then and there, I'm like, you know what? Diddy been showing us long time ago how corrupt he's always really been. This is Diddy dressed up as the Joker. Looks like he wears it so well.
Pussy, yeah. You, nigga. Yeah, him. Just cause I said so. Yeah. You're a clown! What's up?
You know what? It's funny how this costume is really showing him for who he is. See, you got to spiritually look at this deeper, right? It's not just the fact that he's dressed up like a joker. It's the fact that he's not wearing the costume. The costume is wearing him. This is really his character, y'all.
Stop! You don't like me? You motherfucking get to it, nigga! You don't like me, you motherfucking front, get to it, bitch! Don't fucking play with me on Halloween. I'm out here with love, nigga. You wanna have love? Just what up, then, nigga? What's up? Fucking come out here and I'll bust your shit.
Nah, hey, keep it pimpin'.
Pussy bitch, you don't never talk to me like that, nigga.
Very egotistical, very biggity, very nasty, very arrogant. This is what happens, y'all, when the enemy has had his way too long. He starts to get above himself. He starts to feel he's invincible. And he does not feel that respect. He doesn't feel like he has to respect anybody. And respect is even due to a dog. I mean, if you kick a dog around long enough, even that dog is going to bite back. If he's not going to bite back, he's going to run away. As soon as he gets an opportunity and you miss to leave that gate open, he's out of there because he's going to want to be free. This is Diddy's character, y'all. You give a man arrogance, an evil man wealth and power, all it does is it continues to make him self-destruct. This man been beside himself for many, many years. His wealth kept elevating. His wealth, kept manifesting more negative traits within his character. And and that's why it's unfolding. That's why his world is crumbling and unfolding like he is, because he's been getting away with this for a very long time.
I'm love, nigga. Tyler the Great.
Hey, hold on. I don't think that.
Psalms says the wicked may seem prosperous and not in trouble like others, but their strength is firm. Now this is from Psalms chapter 73 verses 3. Yeah, verse number 3. Also, Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verses 1 through 2 says that God may give a person wealth, possessions, and honor, but prevent them from enjoying it themselves. And that's just what's going on, y'all. He's not going to be able to enjoy those wealth and riches right now. Yes, we know he's still wealthy. He's not broke. He can still, make payments on his cars, still go out and dine at restaurants and everything, but now he's no longer going to have the benefit to enjoy them things, because everywhere he goes, he knows people are going to look at him for not the man he pretended to be, but for the man who he truly is and has always been. So the energy is going to be different. Yeah, you can go to any restaurant. We know you still got your black card. We know you still can go to any dealership and buy a car on the lot, brand new, but it's not going to change how people perceive you. So you're not going to be able to enjoy your luxurious lifestyle the same because your name is tainted, sir.
I don't think that you heard me. You smell like Kim Kardashian.
It's gonna be a glorious night when you go to the Tower of the Creator. Let's go.
When I speak to you, you'll speak back. Don't be rude.
Is it just me, or is Diddy really, really loving playing an evil villain? You know why he's enjoying it? Because that is who he truly is underneath that costume. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 8 through 10. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evils. And no, money is not the issue, because we do depend on money to survive. But money as in how you use it to abuse people, mistreat people. It is what you do with money that causes it to be the root of all evil.
So tonight, it's gonna be a special night. Everybody's so serious, but we're about to go club love. Club love! Please, I can't bust you. You understand? You know the Joker don't play that, baby!
And I understand this is around Halloween, so everybody's dressed up in costumes, but his energy is just so dark and eerie. It's just unrealistic. It's just surreal.
Guns! Jada Boo, let's go!
Tyler, you are my favorite rapper in the world. He looks beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, this is top tier. Get out of the car. Man, you got a
Keep
problem?
that shit macking, man.
You really taking over my energy?
He wanna
right
hurt you.
now? So what did I do to
Don't do it
you?
for this crowd. Don't do it for
What
this
did I do
crowd.
to you?
Don't
You know
do
who
it
I
for this
am?
crowd.
Do you know who I am?
Bro, for what?
Bro, do you know who I am?
So love, bro. So love, bro. Yo, bro. So love.
Come here, give me a hug, though. You lucky, though, nigga. You lucky. You know, I'm really about that. I love you. We're together. We together.
This is what happens, y'all. Too much wealth, too much power, it will start to devour you. You think you can challenge anybody, you think you can disrespect anybody, because we all know allegedly Diddy has put in a lot of dirty work from behind the background, within the background. He's one of those ones that throw the rock and hide the hand. He keeps his hands clean, but it's already allegedly being stated that he played a role in Biggie's death and Tupac's death and a lot of other individuals. And I personally, based off of my own opinion, on my own insight, I believe he played a part in the demise of a lot of people. I think the moment anybody crossed him or anybody went against anything he wanted, he would exterminate them. That's just my opinion. I think anytime you buck the system, you buck a heavy machine, they have nothing to lose by wiping you out. Because especially with the level of power in which they have, the powers that be, you know they are covered. But see, there's a God that sits high. And it comes a point in which the enemy will bring himself to ruin. He will bring himself to self-destruction, because what tends to happen is he starts to think that he is God, right? And we all know that God is an envious God. He's a jealous God. And he does not like it when people start to act as if the world should worship them. If anything, we're supposed to be encouraging the world to worship God, not these celebrities, you know, not these famous people. There's a lot of idolizing going on. And it's been going on for centuries. You know, you have people that idolize the Beyoncés, idolize the Jay-Z's, not understanding that behind closed doors, a lot of these people are living a demonic lifestyle. They have signed an oath with the devil. They are fulfilling out demonic deeds. They have a lot of their fans possessed and obsessed with them, to the point you got people on social media arguing back and forth about anybody who has an opinion on Beyonce, anybody has an opinion on Nicki Minaj. Here come the Barbs, here come the Beehives, and fans is just another nice way of calling these individual idolizers. They're worshipers. Being a fan means I can enjoy your music, listen to your music, and that's it. I just enjoy your music, or I enjoy the roles you play in your movies. I just enjoy what you do. But when it gets to the point to where I am arguing and disrespecting other people who have an opinion over your music, over the movies that you do, that's idolizing, because we don't know these people personally to be defending them. I mean, I'm guilty. Every once in a while, I'll see people say something about a celebrity I might like, and I may go and reply and say, well, you really don't know that person like that to be making that type of judgment. But to the point where I'm cursing somebody out, I'm threatening people. You have these celebrities who have fans that worship them so bad that they will threaten people who have an opinion. They will cause your channel to get striked and shut down simply because you have an opinion about a celebrity that they idolize. And this is why these celebrities get the big head. They get this superiority complex, like they are better than anyone. They don't have to respect anyone. Y'all have created these monsters through y'all idolizing and y'all worshiping.
Would you like to go fight?
Come on, tell me about Puffy and 2-Bit.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all get my drift. The man been out of pocket for a long time. All right, we have watched the you know, the fanboy shenanigans. This man is so obsessed with himself. He's obsessed with his wealth. He's obsessed with his ego, and he really did not love these women. In fact, honestly, Diddy didn't even love himself. He still never got past how his father died. He still never got past being an ugly duckling that the women did not want. And see, it's that some of these grown men, and I'll say Kevin Hart is one of them, even though I'm digressing, but a lot of these successful black men today, a lot of them came up in poverty. A lot of them came up with mommy issues and daddy issues, okay? Women shunned them because either they was too short, either they seemed feminine, or they were not that attractive, or they were broke. You know, men like this back in the day when they was poverty pookies, a lot of women pretty much trampled over them. You know, ew, get out my face. No, you broke. I don't want to talk to you. No, you can't have my number. You can't do nothing for me. A lot of these men who are successful, they still are struggling with rejection. Rejection that they encountered as young men. And what they do is when they become successful, this is their time to get back at all the women who did not want them. All the women who rejected them. All the women that told them you were ugly, you were broke. So they make up for that. And during the duration of their success, they pick up women who they feel have low self-esteem. And you know why they can identify with it? Because they once upon a time had low self-esteem, or they still are struggling with self-esteem. Okay? And what it is, a person with low self-esteem, they can identify when somebody else also has self-esteem issues just like them. Diddy intentionally preyed on women using his success and his wealth, because he would not have been able to get away with half as much had he still been a poverty pookie, living in the basement in the projects, living with his mama, okay, having a struggle to get student loans or whatever else to go to Howard University or whatnot, you know, before the fame, okay? We're talking about the broke, the poverty, the dusty Diddy, okay? Now he's the devil Diddy. But back then, he was a poverty pookie. He was a man who was struggling, like many of us, you know, trying to find himself, trying to make a mark in life, trying to find a place to belong, you know, after losing his father, you know, in such a tragic manner, you know, all of that has impacted Diddy's his psyche, basically. A lot of things he went through as a poverty pookie has affected his psyche, as far as his outlook on life, and especially his outlook on women. Like many content creators have addressed, and I think Karen Merrill was one of them. You know, she stated that, and many other bloggers as well stated that, you know, Janice knew, Puffy's mother knew that she was not honest with him, you know, about how his father died, you know, and because of her guilt, she probably allowed Diddy to get away with a lot. And you have a lot of single mothers, they allow their sons to get away with a lot of murder, and get away with a lot of disrespect and doing what they want to do because it's that guilt of the father not being there, you know, so they don't want to try to make any waves with their sons, you know, out of guilt, you know what I'm saying? But Diddy ran into the money and now and fame, and now had access to everything that he never had as a little boy. Beautiful women, gorgeous women, things that he could only dream of during his poverty pookie phase in life, right? So he gets these beautiful women, and what tends to happen is he looks at these women the same way that he looks at his Bentley, his Porsche, his Phantom, his mansion, his bottles of Cristal and all of that. He starts looking at them as just possessions, as objects, something to entertain him for his own selfish pleasure. Okay? He did not love any of these women. He did not want to make any of these women wives. He didn't want to create anything solid with them. He wanted these women around the same way he wanted his cars around, the same thing he wanted his entourage around. It's basically about what? Image. And it's also about stroking his ego. Diddy don't even like women. And I'm going to go deeper into that. He had women around him for his own personal comfort, to make him feel good about himself. He can care less if the women around him felt his love or not. Because the way he looked at it, I'm a god. I'm letting you just be around me. So you should be grateful that I'm just letting you even be around me. You know how many women want to be in your position? Just straight gaslighting, manipulating, treated women like garbage. And as much as, you know, a lot of women do catch heat for staying in relationships with these type of individuals, and I get that, you know, but at the same time, these men prey and capitalize off a woman's current conditions. And that's why it's important that women, you make your own money, you have your own independence and your own stability. Because if a man catches you in a current condition, especially a struggling condition, the most likely you're going to tolerate way more than you normally would, because you don't want to go back to the struggle. And as much as people will criticize Cassie, well, she knew what Cassie was doing to Kim, and Cassie stood there and took it because she wanted the money. Oh, listen, a lot of people endure all type of things, especially when it comes to money, you know. And you have a lot of men who like to really tear down women who take abuse, because they feel like you didn't mind taking the abuse because at least you was getting money, you was living a lifestyle. It's called survival. It's no different than the dope boy on the corner who probably don't love to sell drugs. He don't love it, but he knows that's something he has to do. Or put it this way, he don't have to do it. He get an honest job, but he wants to live a certain lifestyle. So he rather get that quick money, make that quick money, even though it's illegal and it could cost them bigger problems down the line, right? No different than a woman who chooses to be in an unhealthy, toxic relationship with a wealthy man. That was a choice she made. Did she have other choices? Absolutely. But the problem is, some of us get to a place in life we want to take shortcuts. We want to take the easy way. Even down to simple things. You know, we don't mail nothing off no more. We email it. You know, nobody hardly puts mail in. Nobody hardly uses envelopes and write out paperwork. They email it. When nobody wants to have to bring somebody a picture, you take a picture on your phone and you send it to them. We are in a microwave society in which everybody wants everything quick. Ain't nobody waiting on nothing. People get an attitude in the Burger King drive-thru if it's taking over 5 minutes for them to get their burger. Everybody wants things in a hurry. These women got used to living a certain lifestyle, and Diddy played on that. He knew he was a man who had wealth, he had power, and he used it to his advantage. He brought these women homes. He brought these women cars. And what Diddy, what Cassie and Kim took is nothing no different than what our great grandmothers took back in the day from our grandfathers. Only different was granddad worked at a factory, okay, and grandma had to keep that 2-3 bedroom home together. She was the one who had to wash, cook, and clean. But if he was abusive, he was toxic, she couldn't just walk away and leave. She was dependent on your grandfather. You know, this is something women been going through for centuries. But where Diddy messed up at was, what he has to realize, right, with fame, with power, if you use that power incorrectly, your own power can devour you. Because what tends to happen is you don't think you have to be careful. You don't think you have to be safe and use any wisdom and knowledge. You start using your evil, your sense, your evil, your wickedness, your sense of superiority. You start using all the wrong things about yourself versus the right things, and sooner than later, as you become more comfortable with your evil doing, with your wickedness, you start not to cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Diddy never thought in a million years, if somebody would have told Diddy 5 years ago, hey, man, if you don't slow it down, if you don't stop treating women the way you treating them, stop doing, you know, your male employees as treating them like servants or whatever, it's gonna come back and haunt you. It's gonna catch up with you. Who's to say a couple of people who he didn't piss off or burn bridges with didn't tell him this? Pac Ben told us that Diddy was a snake. Nobody wanted to listen to Pac, and I always believed it, because Pac was a man who stood on business. He rarely was a liar. You know what I mean? People can say a lot about Pac, but Pac was really a liar, right? At least not to my knowledge. And what ended up happening, if somebody would have told him, that joker would have laughed. If you would have told Diddy 5 years ago that his world was going to crash and come to an end, he wouldn't have believed it. He would have not believed it.
In the world. He looked beautiful.
He would have been laughing just like this.
Oh, no. This is top tier.
He would have been laughing just like that had you told him years ago he was going to get exposed. He was going to get caught. That his empire. Yep, he would have been doing that same laugh right there if you would have said to Diddy, if you don't get your act together, all of the bridges you burning, all of the people you mistreating, you're going to lose everything you have. You're going to lose your businesses. You're going to lose your sponsorship. You're going to lose your endorsements. This would have been his response. That's what that would have been his response. He never would have believed his time was going to come. What I've come to really discover, y'all, is that these type of men, women are not so much drawn to them because of what they look like, but they're more so drawn to the lifestyle, you know, of being with these type of men. You know, Diddy is not ugly guy, but he is not the most fine, attractive. I mean, you know, to me, he's always giving me, you know, Mickey Mouse vibes with the teeth and everything. But he's not, you know, he's not a catch. You get what I'm saying? If he was working, you know, as a security guard, you know, at a warehouse in a regular security uniform, no woman would look at him twice. When women see Diddy, they see a man of money. They see a man of wealth. Okay, we're talking about the former Diddy before the, you know, post Diddy, you know, that we've seen footage of actually physically assaulting a woman, Cassie. Before that, women just saw him as a wealthy man, a wealthy, successful man. That is what really gave him an advantage in being able to attract the most beautiful women. And unfortunately, if you're the type of woman that you are blinded by a man's wealth versus his character, you would easily, you know, get drawn to him. And see, Diddy has never really had character or charisma. He's always pretty much used his money. You know what I mean? Because if it was his character, he would have been pulling beautiful women way before we knew him as Diddy. And just doing my research in the past, you know, he never really had really beautiful women until he came across money and wealth, you know, and success. So you have women, and I would say ideally speaking, all women would prefer to be with a wealthy man. No woman wants a man that's broken in the struggle. I'll admit it. I mean, I know men have hardships like I do, but I've never been attracted to men that are in the struggle and who aren't doing anything, not making the necessary moves in life to come out of that struggle. He just keeps talking about these dreams, the dreams of having, the dreams of being, and is not putting anything into action with those dreams. One day I hope that I'm on my own business, and he doesn't even have a GED. Not saying you have to have a GED on the business or just unrealistic. He's still staying with his mother, don't have a job, but you know, will let you know that I plan on owning my own record label. Well, bro, what are you doing to make that happen? You still, you know, staying with your parents and living in the basement, borrowing their car every time you have to make a move. You know, just selling unrealistic dreams because his current situation is clearly indicating that he does not have the first resource to be able to even start activating those goals. You get what I'm saying? I have a cousin that's like that. He's still, you know, well, that's a long story. He no longer lives with his mother because he tried to he did physically assault his mother. He's not currently incarcerated, but before that, he would do that. He would tell the family, oh, you know, I plan on going to school. I plan on going to college. And this dude never had a job, never even opened a book since I've known him. You know, just delusional. Like, you got women out here who are delusional. You got some delusional men who would talk really, really big and make themselves believe they own lies. Like, you know, they really in a position to do that. Oh yeah, one day I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna have me some millions. I'm gonna own my own building. Like, I'm gonna become the first black Trump. How you gonna become the first black Trump when you haven't worked in 5-6 years? You don't even have a side hustle. And some of these dudes are so sorry they don't even sell drugs. Not that I would encourage that, but just not doing the first thing right. But anyway, I digress. So women are drawn to men with wealth, but the problem is, if you're so drawn to their wealth that you overlook their character, you know, you overlook who they are. And Diddy has been able to capitalize off of women's weaknesses because of his wealth, to the point to where he will buy you things. You know, you have these wealthy, demonic men that will buy you everything your heart's desires. They'll buy you a home. They'll buy you a car. They'll take you to the fanciest restaurants, you know, during those days in which they're in a good mood, and they just want to be the nice guy for that day, you know, take you to the 5-star, you know, restaurants, take you traveling, you know, you flying in these $1 million jets with him to Paris, to France, you know, just you fall more in love with the luxury, you know, than you do him, you know. And what tends to happen is, if you deal with him long enough, you will really get to see him for the demon that he is. Now, because he has, you know, sponsored this lifestyle that he knows you have become accustomed to, he knows that you have become codependent upon. Now his true character starts to manifest, to where now he's giving you rules like a child. I don't want no other nigga over here in my house. I don't want no other nigga spending the night at this house, at this condo that I bought you. I don't want you picking up other niggas in this Bentley or this Porsche that I'm making payments on. And make no mistake about these type of men. They come with attachment. They're not just going to give you a car. That car is going to be in their name. Or if it's in there, if it's in your name, they're going to make sure they are the primary co-signer. Meaning that in an event you piss them off or you don't do exactly what they say do, they have the advantage of, you know, taking those things away from you. If you don't comply, you don't go with the rules, you know, you go against the grain, or, you know, worst case scenario, you're talking to another man. You have male friends. These type of wealthy demonic dudes like this, they want you all to themselves. Not because they want to marry you, not because they want to build a future with you. They want to always have the luxury of being able to come back and forth anytime they want. And they want to make sure that you cannot make any new plans on them. That's why you're not allowed to have a man. You're not allowed to have a boyfriend. If you think about it, even though Diddy never claimed Kim as his wife or Cassie as his wife, he's never claimed any woman as his wife because he wants the advantage to be able to come back and forth. You make him mad, he'll kick it with his other chick, and if she makes him mad, then he'll come back to you. Diddy's greed for women. Women are like toys to him. Something he can play with. I remember when he was on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and Ellen DeGeneres had asked him about two of his kids, you know, well, a couple of his kids kind of being close in age. And he willingly said it without not even a second thought. Yeah, you know, when I'm going through, I'll go to one baby mama. When I'm not in a good space, I'll go to the other baby mama. In other words, he is able to juggle all of these women around. Now, if you notice, Kim, even though she was never married to Diddy, you never really heard about her with another man. Other than I'll Be Sure, but that was before Diddy, right? Because they have the son together. Her and I'll Be Sure got a son, Quincy. However, when she got with Diddy, you never heard about Kim dating other men. You never heard about Cassie dating other men. Diddy makes it clear that if you take my money, you got to take my BS. If I give you my money and I supply you with this lifestyle, you are going to have to comply with my wants and my desires, even if it means you cheating yourself. Because men with money, especially these narcissistic ninjas like these narcissistic ninjas like Diddy, their attitude is, you should be appreciative that I'm even giving you this life. So therefore, he don't feel like he has to respect you as a woman. He doesn't have to respect you as a human being, because in his mind, I'm giving you this life, so you ought to be grateful. And anytime I want something, you better come through. If I call 3 in the morning and say, I want you to come suck me off, I'm coming over there for you to suck me off, you better get ready to do it. I don't care if you're tired, sleepy, sad, depressed, got a lot on your mind. These women went through hell being with Diddy, and this is why you should never envy or make any of these celebrity couples relationship goals, because you don't know what they're going through with these type of men. I don't care if he's dressed in expensive Armani shoes and Gucci suits. A lot of these men behind closed doors, they are hellraisers. They are very miserable to be with. When it comes to the camera, you better smile. You better not show the world that he is not who he is. You know what I mean? You better smile. He finances your lifestyle based off the fact that you make him look good. And every beautiful woman that Diddy has ever had has made him look good. But because of his ego, these women boosted his ego, and they had Diddy thinking he's the prize, when in actuality it was the other way around. He's amazed now because of all of his success and everything that it's women checking for him. He really think women are checking for him. They're not checking for Sean Combs. They was checking for Diddy, the entrepreneur, you know, the wealthy man, the successful man. But with these type of men comes with you sign up for a lifetime of misery. They get to make the rules as they go. And the bad part is they get to bend as many rules as they want. Imagine being in Kim's shoes, being in Cassie's shoes. This man gets to go back and forth between the both of y'all, and both of y'all got to accept it and understand it and tolerate it. Why? Because both of y'all are dependent on him. Because Kim, for one, she has 3 of his children. So she sure didn't want to go against the grain, because for one, he supplies her lifestyle, but the biggest thing is that's the father of her children. And see, a lot of these men capitalize off of having children from you. They feel like they could do you all kind of way because they feel like, well, I'm your baby daddy. I'm the father of your children. So I know you're not going to challenge me or anything because you hurting me, you feel like you hurting our children we have together. You have men who capitalize off of that. Why you think it's just women, oh, I'm going to get child support, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. And that's true. Women do capitalize, but you got men who capitalize as well. Trust and believe, I doubt that Diddy had to pay any child support to any of his kids' mothers because he was already financing their lifestyle. And this is what happens when you allow money. When you allow money to lead you versus seeing a man's character, seeing that his lifestyle does not match up with the man he pretends to be. He's mean, he's nasty, he's overbearing, he's controlling, he's possessive. Any move you make, you got to check with him. This is not your man. This is your damn probation officer. You know why? Because if y'all in a relationship, you should be able to place stipulations and boundaries with him as well. Hey, I would appreciate it if you come home at a respectable time. You're a grown man, I get it, but come home at a respectable time if we're in a relationship together. You shouldn't have 2, 3 cell phones talking to multiple women. You should be able to place stipulations like he has stipulations on you. But this is the thing. Because he's supplying your lifestyle, he already has the benefit of not really having to claim to be your man. But the funny part is he can claim to be your man. Diddy was Cassie's man and Kim's man, but we could never really say Diddy is Kim's man or Diddy was Cassie's man. He's always owned women. Women was never able to own him. And you got to understand, truth be told, Diddy is a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. But Scorpio men are one of the most nastiest zodiac signs. I think Scorpion, Leo, Zodiacs, like I said, I'm not deep in to zodiacs, but to some of them, every lie, every truth has a lie and every lie has some truth, right? I just noticed the majority of Scorpion men are very nasty. I've always had issues with Scorpion men, Leos, and Aries. To me, they're the most arrogant bracket of individuals as far as men zodiac signs, okay? It doesn't apply for everybody, but anyway, that's besides the point. But Diddy always gave women the best of everything. That way he can keep leverage. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 22nd, first verse. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. What this verse is improvising, y'all, is basically the value of a good reputation. Your name is everything. And even Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verses 1 says, a good name is a deserved reputation that signifies a person's true character, and it is better than expensive ointments that eventually wear off. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 7, the memory of a life well lived can last beyond death. This is very true. A lot of these people are finding out, and Diddy in particularly, that your name is everything. It does not matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how rich and wealthy you are. Once your name is stained, once your character has been tainted, it pretty much curses your whole life once your name is stained. Even in our struggles right now, we are doing better than Diddy, because at least wherever you go, your issues, your dirt in your closet hasn't been magnified for the world to see. See, what a lot of these celebrities don't understand, power comes with responsibility. It's a lot of responsibilities that tie into having power, having prestige, and having wealth. It's a responsibility, because it takes a good name takes years to build, but it can be destroyed within a matter of seconds. And when that video went viral, anything Diddy says now from here on out, no one is going to respect him. His credibility is ruined forever. Do you know how hard that is? Anytime something comes out about you, you can't even defend it. People are automatically going to believe it because of your name, your reputation. Not what we have heard, but from what we all have witnessed through our computers, through our mobile phone, through all these other electronic devices. We witnessed Diddy physically assaulting another woman who was defenseless, who was trying to get away from him. He can't even say, oh, she hit me first and I hit her back. This woman was completely defenseless. The way he kicked her, the way he, grabbed on her, the way he snatched her up when she was trying to get away from him. And the fact that he thought because he paid all of them thousands to keep that footage hidden. What's done in the dark is going to come to the light. So this situation with Kim Porter and this Memoir, let's say if this is alleged, let's say if it's not true, let's say somebody is probably making this up to continue to keep destroying him. At this point, we're going to believe it. I know I believe it. There's nothing he can make me say to unbelieve it, because his character and the things that he has done that has been presented before the world pretty much makes any reasonable, logical person believe that he is capable of doing this. We've seen him do it to Cassie. So this memoir that is allegedly had been written by Kim, I believe it. I can't see him just doing that with Cassie and no other woman. In fact, any woman who comes forth and says Diddy has hit me, has assaulted me, I'm going to believe it. The man's credibility is gone and tarnished forever. But anyway, y'all leave y'all opinion below. Let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all believe that this memoir from Kim is legitimate? Or do you believe this is something that someone else is using to capitalize off of Diddy's downfall? Or do you just not care? Either way. Either way, I'm interested in hearing y'all opinion. Y'all, I've been dragging, with this content. The storming here in Georgia has been a flooded up area, but I've been covered so far by the grace of God. So anyway, leave y'all comment below. Make sure y'all hit that like button right now before you leave, before you forget. Go ahead and click that like, y'all. I appreciate it. Until next time, y'all take care. I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed.